Hey there folks, welcome to the Grand Turismo Weekly Challenges of August Week 3, in other words August 15th to August 21st. Starting with the Japanese FR Challenge 450 at Autodrome Lago Maggiore West, which I am driving the RX-7 GTX, Mazda RX-7 GTX, 1995 or so. But driving this anyways, and yeah, you probably noticed that, hey, this is different music. What's up with the music and stuff? That's because I accidentally had Spotify on for the music for this car, or during this race and stuff, so I enjoyed this, music I came across too for the Share Factory, because yeah, the Share Factory does offer some music, a little bit better taste too compared to the PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 said there wasn't much tracks, but for this case there's a lot more tracks and stuff. There's some pretty good ones here. So it's not that bad. Maybe a little bit generic, but it is what it is. So the RX-7 GTX, I decided to drive this because I am doing a special setting for this one. As you can see, it's already maxing gear and stuff. So you probably wonder, oh hey, why is it max gearing so quick? Because it is at it is at one of the regulation speed setups. I noticed that Germany does for their luxury brand cars, no less, where their cars are limited to 155 miles per hour or less. So that's what I did. I made a car that's fast enough to hit 155, and that's really about it at the end of it. So this is what we call the People's Car series I have in plan in the future. But yeah, this I have like a lot of miles per hour in plans. Besides the 200 I did from last week, but yeah, I already did the full roster and everything for that. I just got full tune on the car section of it. So you've probably seen enough samples for to see all the full roster. So. But to say though, if there's one thing to say, this I just started and stuff, so it's something I just thought that I cook up for to hit that in-between margin, because yeah, there's some cars that don't really hit 200 at all, so you know you kind of wonder where you're gonna put them at 200. This one is an in-between series. This is actually, like, matter of fact, a joke series, but it's a funny joke no less. A nod to the whole 155 speed limit, because yeah, that's what they do in Germany apparently for some of their cars. They speed limit their cars like 155. So whenever you buy a Germany car, beware of that. Or you're just never hitting the full potential of that car ever. I must say. I don't know how the heck you guys make profits when you speed limit your freaking cars at the end of it, but you know. But regardless, I decided to do a joke, and that's the joke. I will say I have like 3 other cars already for the 155, and one of them is a K car. Well, you know, you'll be seeing that one shortly. You can probably guess the K car, but I will say it's not one of the trucks or the vans, because they don't hit that fast. They are a lot slower than that, I will say, which shocks me. It very much shocks me. So yeah, we got our regular contenders for the Japanese 450, most of like the 1980s kind of cars. You got your Skyline GTSR, because I believe this is when the GTSR was introduced, and then you got a Fairway Z, which yeah, it's a like late 80s car. WK is late 80s, I believe too. Then you got an 86 GT, which is fine. It's not that broken. If it's the GR is more broken. But this is the RX-7 GTX, which I will say I will change the tires on this, because I was doing comfort mediums for this, but instead I'm going to do comfort softs, just like the K cars. Matter of fact, I have a setup in the future for the K cars too, like some kind of small car cup. I was thinking like maybe 130 miles per hour maybe, or 120. I'm debating on which one to hit at the end of it. Because so far I've gotten the K truck to hit like 130 at best. Because yeah, the truck is just not that fast. Which, the truck I'm referring to is the Carry KC truck, not the Jimny. Jimny is an off-road truck. So, just say. But so far, I've been turning around, set up some cars to set up for this occasion, and you know, have more fun about it at the end of the day. Cause I think this is more funner than the PP way. I'm thinking, but you know, I could be dead wrong. Who knows? It's just, you know, for science, you know, for science, to see if, you know, who's the best 155 mile per hour. I will say this is a lot more strict than 200, which 200 had leeway because of drafting stuff. This is literally locked to 155 miles per hour. So, in other words, 250 kilometers per hour. I looked it up. I will note that's technically a little bit higher than 155, but I'll take it. Considering that there is some electric cars that we have that are a limit to 155, and I believe Tesla is one of them, and there's something else. I think the Hyundai, maybe? I could be wrong. But yeah, that's about it for that cup there. Now onto the special event with the Citroen BX TRS, or 19 TRS. I don't know what 19 means, but 1987. BX 19 TRS 1987. We're on a road trip, people. And for this chilling, good-ass music, because, yeah, I gotta say, there's some good music here in the Share Factory. Like, again, I'll say again, it's probably generic, which I will come in here or shit, but, you know, screw up. But, yeah, it's just a one-make race with the Citroen, so in case you want to see, like, every color of the Citroen, here you go. I will say, this is probably not all of the colors. Disclaimer though. So. Yep, it's just a little road trip around the St. Cruz, just one lap. So, which is a Saint or something, or Saint or no Saint. God, I can't. St. Cruz is a Formula One track, I believe, very well dedicated Formula One track, if I recall. But a sick bridge too on that one. Because I gotta say, that bridge mode is sick. Because that is very special. What's special about this track? I don't know. I assume this is a real track. I hope this is a real track. If it's not, well, it is what it is. Yeah. I do love the bridge setting though. That's probably the cool part about this track. Otherwise, this track is very big. Like, I don't know why the lanes are this big. Besides, you know, maybe I can think of like a 40, 50 cars going through this, but the thing is, the game only provides up to 20, so you know. That includes you. But yep, just a big old road trip with the BX, so what better way to drive the BX with some music that kind of fits for this occasion. But yeah, same case, the BX is limited to 155, but I did a big error about this one. It still has the wide body. Because I will say, in order to be a people's car, I find that, for a rule, it does not need a wide body. If it has a wide body, that's considered more of a sports car than a people's car. Or a street tuned car, I should say. I will say I have a setting for streets and for street cars in the future. I just don't know what mile per hour to pick for that such. Maybe 160 or 170. I'm debating. That's like for the other one. I'm trying to figure either do 180 or do 190. But yep, just trying to figure out some things for setups. I think I have. Yeah, I have did 191 car. Yeah, matter of fact, we're going to be seeing that shortly. Yeah, eventually here. I just realized, like, which car was it? Oh yeah, it was that one. I'll just say this, it's a Ferrari. But not a car you would probably think. Yep, just joyriding across the bridge. So that's probably the favorite part I like about this track. That's the only part I like about this track. Everything else to me is just kind of, really. It's just the bridge is probably the cool part. Because it just reminds me, and I hate to say this reminds me of Grand Valley Speedway, not Grand Valley Highway, Grand Valley Speedway, it's a bridge. Which is the biggest thing they kind of took out, because instead of a beautiful blue bridge you go across on the highway, you go across this crappy concrete bridge. Not really decorative at all. And that's the biggest error I have with highway and compared to speedway. But yeah. Yeah, this is with a 255, as you can kind of tell from the years. Yeah, this is a 5-speed as well. I will note, whenever you drive this car, make sure you raise your suspension frequency pretty well up. I want to say to middle to mid-high, because the reason why is because this car suffers a torque steering problem. Massively. When you try to tune it. Yeah, well, no, it stayed pretty even throughout, so it wasn't that broken. But to the lightweight K-Cut, which this is gotta be even for. We're at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Driving the Honda Beat 1991, and this is the car I said that's gonna be the people's car, or one of the people's cars. Stuff. On the Beat here, I did. I will not. I am probably gonna take the vinyl off when I do that people's car version, though. Because I was at that's there. I'm gonna be a little bit less on the vinyl department for that. It's just gonna be literally people's car. No wide body. You can add spoilers and stuff. I love that because that just feels like a norm. Vinyl is technically fine, but not as saturated as I did here, where it's more of a race vinyl than a, people's vinyl. We just slap like one sticker and call it good. Just like that one. Like that one. There. That feels like more of a people's car than a race car. What was that? All you just did was stick little stickers on. Yeah, did you think it's cool? I was like, I check out some ideals and stuff for stickers to toss. Like, think of some really rad stickers like I love drifting or my engine is this. I was like, think of some classic ones like that, some funny ones. So yeah, this K-race though I will talk about because this is one of the important ones to me. This race is pretty cool, I gotta say. It's basically just a tour around Nürburgring, which takes about roughly 10 minutes and stuff. But it has a special effect to this race too, and good god did I ran in that Copen. Then again, he got right in my way for some reason. He like steered left also. I was like, oh crap. So I just plowed into him a bit. It's fine though. Yeah, this race is pretty cool and stuff for the introduction to the M1 RS, no less too. But yeah, the M1 is not that great for this track. This is a top speed track, I will say. I mean, it's Nürburgring for God's sakes. It's not like it's a road trip of a track. It also has the big straightaway at the end. And that big straightaway is a big cost for those cars that is not really great about their top speed stuff. So, instead, you might as well try to opt in for a top speed looking car. And this is one of them that kind of hits that top speed margin. It's about 120. It's not bad in that department almost. So, but yeah, as you can see, the clouds are just dousing down real quick. It's like, oh, it's not gonna rain, right? Yeah, it's gonna rain. Just watch this. Just watch how fast it dumps a whole bucket. Let's say. Yeah, you got your Honda S660s, you got your Cappuccino, which not freaking surprised. That thing is ridiculously fast. I mean, it's called the Gigachino for a reason. It is one of the fastest K cars, period. Besides the Autozam I can think of for competition reasons. Yeah, you got your Honda Beats, besides the one I'm driving. You got your carry truck. But yeah, I saw a crash test involving this truck. I don't know if I want to be in these cars when I see the crash test on that. Although that was a mid-range truck ramming into a small truck, and yeah, decimate. I'll just say that it just decimated. That's the biggest problem about K cars, and this is also why the whole K controversy stuff about the whole walls and stuff, because governments are just kind of scared of having a small K vehicle run around when a truck could just, blast through it. But then you gotta recall, it's like, wait, we have bikes, we have these ATVs, we have these off-roaders and stuff. Did you crash test those on top of it? Probably not. So therefore, K cars are fine. They're not like the best thing of the world, but you know, it gets you there. At the end of the day, it gets you there, and you know, if you have fun with these little tiny cars, that's fine. I think. Concerning the Jimny, I kind of feel bad for Jimny because I understand Swift's position about not, you know, giving us the Jimny nowadays because, you know, the whole Suzuki Samurai controversy because Suzuki Samurai was known for rolling over like no tomorrow when that was proven false. Horribly. But at the end of the day, people didn't want to accept that and, you know, just killed Suzuki over here at the end of the day. Suzuki's only mostly at Japan anymore. As a result. So, that, you know, it's up to people if they want to buy toys or not. At the end of the day. And K-Car is kind of a toy to some people, or to a lot of people. It's a fun toy though. It's like, it's better than an outlandish, expensive ass supercar. Yes, because then these cars do perform very unique performances too. That's like, these cars were just made for racing in mind. If you don't realize, basically. That's the crazy part, because how light they are. They're like 16,000 pounds. Or 1,600, no, not 16,000. Oh my god, that's heavy as fuck. 1,600 pounds. Or 1,600 pounds. So for this car's case. Although I think I upped the weight on this one. This one's like 1,800 pounds or 1,900 pounds, something like that. But yeah, the range gonna be throughout most of the half of this race. Cause yeah, it basically, you get to the drive section halfway in, and then next thing you know, it's just unloads a bucket of water on you. It's like, good god. Luckily, these K cars are pretty well in control about this track at the end of the day and stuff. But yeah, this is such a good K race at the end of the day. You know, wouldn't be surprised if there's gonna be another one in the future, considering how much Gran Turismo's been loving K cars and stuff. But yeah, someone did mention something interesting, which I do kind of get. However, I think it's just it's poor excuse though, because I came across a guy on YouTube who talks about SUVs, or a reason why SUVs are in Gran Turismo and stuff. It's like sure, there is a reason why they're in Gran Turismo, because Gran Turismo ain't just a racing game, even though you have a whole racing project underneath its belt, so therefore it should technically be a racing game. But the thing is, Gran Turismo likes to stretch you out a bit more, or in this case, maybe Kaz's case. I'm not really sure who's the real direction on that, but in Kaz's case, or Gran Turismo's case, it's not just a racing game, it's a people's car game. Therefore, which yeah, that's why I did the whole people's car thing. This is why we're getting like SUVs and crossover stuff, because Gran Turismo ain't just about race cars, ain't just about sports cars, ain't just about hypercars, ain't just about performance cars, ain't just about luxury cars. It's about everything. Which, see, here's the thing. I want to say yes to that. However, I'm gonna say a big fat no to that, because if so, where's my Ford Maverick truck? Where's my Toyota Camry? Where's my Nissan Bluebird? Oh god. There's like so many pedestrian cars out there, and Gran Turismo hasn't even touched us. Instead, they are just touching SUVs. Are you sure that's a good excuse, sir? That's all I'm just gonna say for that, because this is no, that's not good enough. Also, yeah, I love that drove off the side at one point. But yeah, the Nürburgring race is pretty good. If you want to see me talk more about this, I also done it for showcase and stuff for that Pacific M1 car. That's a fun one. Or fun car to drive, but you know, the fun van car to drive. So at least it's not as weighty as the actual van. It just has the boxy hindrance. That's the only thing it has. That's why its speed's not that great. Where this can go like 120. Although, I love the guy in the back. He just goes 123 or 125. I like to try to aim for a top speed. I don't know how to really do it. Besides, you know, interchange the engine parts, but I hate doing that as a massive, not fun opportunity to deal with. So, that'll well be the main cost of that, you know. But yeah, so far I got 118 out of the car. And then I tried one with just the, I believe, yeah, without the engine setups, because this car is fast enough to do the 400 pp without the engine setups. You want the engine setups, or you want the engine parts. I'll tell you that much for this occasion, because it was a lot faster. Because when I did without the engine parts, it was 108, so it was that much different in comparison. But that's about it for the Nürburgring K car. A very fun event, I guess. At the end of the and that such. Now on to the next one, which is the Ferrari Circuit Challenge at Dragon Trail Seaside. It's actually one of my favorite tracks in some ways, which I am driving the Ferrari 500 Mondeo something. We're just called the Mondeo in this case. I forgot what the PL part means. But the Mondeo is a Ferrari race car and only race car kind of build. There is no production car, I would say, because this was back then when Ferrari not only was painting their cars red, but this was back then when it was just a race car. Because Ferrari just wanted to make race cars. It wasn't until later with the, I believe the 61 GTO, that we had production cars and such. Although I say production cars, was another production moment, production cars, but I digress. It is what it is. You know. Back then does kind of have an excuse for that. Just a tad, but I still say nowadays though, no excuse for the limited production bullcrap. Because oh my god, one of this car! Who the fuck cares? At that point. It's like, come on, you can produce like 500 of those and there wouldn't be a problem. At all. Or you know what, if you want to play safer, because I have heard cases where they didn't sold at all, just do 250. 250, if it does good, then sell another, or then sell another, I would say, 200 in that case. Oh yeah, I will note on that chicane moment, be careful about that chicane with this car. This car gets very wobbly, because it is so small. It is a small Ferrari, it's not a big Ferrari. If anything, I would say the K car Ferraris. The Mondeo is. But the Mondeo is a very special car for this matter in this case. It even got a horn too. And such. Very special in regards. And a very old car too, 1951s. Also. Yeah, I set this up for 190 miles per hour because it can go that fast and that fast only. For now, until I figure out more of a setup to it. But it goes 190. Yeah, this was the car I was gonna say 190 because I kind of want to see if I can make like hatchbacks and stuff do the 600 pp setups and stuff. Tell you what, because I don't just do this for the miles per hour. I do want to see if I can, you know, not only do not the 600, but the 700. Tournament will be the first case, but the 600 be the optional case. You know, in case the car is fast enough. Because I will say, with the GTO at 200, you can do the 600 endurance race with that if you lower the weight and or you put the weight down and stuff like that. It's good enough. It's that good. It's just that good. It just needs to be put down with some weight and maybe adjust the spoilers and stuff to get that number, basically. I would say, yeah. So far, I've been tweaking more of that tryouts, which yeah, speaking of the tryouts, I didn't do the beginning tryouts just yet. I am about to pretty soon, but for now I have a lot of life things to deal with and such. So it's going to be a bit until I get back to production. So right now I'm dealing with like moving crisis and stuff. I'm not moving, it's just side of my family is and stuff, and I gotta help in on that matter and such. I will say that at least. Let's not leave too much in dark, so. But I will say something, I hate suits. I just hate suits with a passion. I've grown to hate these kind of people with suits, I will say. It's all business. All business. Screw your business, bitch. So there. Yeah, sorry to sound vulgar, but if I have to talk about suit though, I will get wordy about them. So there. Yeah, we got our Testarossas, we got our 458 Italias, we got the F12 Berlinettas, the F8 Tributo. Which I think's a sister to Italia, I think it is. Because F12 is the California. But yeah, it is kind of funny that like every V12, the front engine layout ones are just mostly Californias. They're just all Californias. That's California, that's a California, that's a California. California super fast! Even though, here's the thing, they're just nickname California, they're not official name California. Ferrari didn't ever accepted the name California, it's just, they're called this instead. So, got the F8 Tributo, which yeah, we do not have the 296 and we do not have the 288. Come on, I've seen in terms of modern Ferraris. So yeah, I saw more of that guy's weak notes and stuff. So then, and speaking of weak notes, I saw the new Corvette vision car. That's going to be very interesting, except for the production one, it's electric. The race car though, more interesting, but the production one, what a turd, basically. Because of course, you guys go full electric with 4 quad motors. Who would die? Who would die, people? You know? It's like, that one's good, but the other one's terrible. Which is bad because it's a production car. It's like, the whole point of driving a Corvette is not to be fully electric, guys. Although, we are getting to that point now, apparently, and because even Ford's trying to bank down the whole electrification now because I'm gonna guess it's because the whole solid state battery thing going on nowadays. Because now that's more in production now, since especially China's using it for the MG4 hatchback, and apparently that helps out big time. Which I'm not surprised. I think we kind of need this type of batteries and stuff. Oh yeah, and less thermal heat and stuff like that too on top of it. The whole state thing helps. I will note though, they don't go full solid state, it's like half solid state, so I don't know what that means. It's still good enough though. No, apparently. Although, I mean, for now, I still don't think electric cars are like the best thing in the world right now to even go into at the end of the day, because you just have a lot of flaws and problems and stuff. Certain towing can be one thing. Because yeah, they're not, well, they are power efficient, but the thing is they drain like no tomorrow. Although the solid state battery does negate that a good bit, or resist that, I should say. But yeah, it's just weird stuff. Here for news. Yeah, Ford's trying to bank in on the whole electrification, trying to make a mid-size electric truck now instead of the F-150 Lightning for the third or fourth time. And such, it's like, I don't get it, I just don't get it. My biggest problem about electric cars right now is that, from what I'm seeing in terms of Gran Turismo shows this perfectly. I don't like the example of what's to come then. Because, just to say, the biggest error I have about electric cars is their stupid transmissions. I hate their transmissions because you can't do anything about their transmissions at the end of the day. They just walk at that speed of transmission. Which sucks, because at the end of the day, you're never going to pull the highest performance out of the car because they're limited. Like, example, the Tesla. The Tesla goes 155, I believe. It's not good. That's not that really good at all. And then the other biggest problem and flaw of electric cars, they burn their fuel like no tomorrow. I will note this is the liquid electric batteries. Weird to say that, but yeah. As the liquid saying goes, it runs right through. But gas vehicles are just still kind of just a bit better for now. Yeah, that's it for the Roy Circuit Challenge with the Mondeo. Very fun car to drive and a lot very tipsy-turvy, I guess so. Now to the World Rally Challenge at Trail Mountain Circuit. I am driving was technically one of the fastest rally cars, which is the Peugeot 205 Turbo 16 Evolution. The Peugeot 205 Turbo 16 Evolution. I did not just check real quick. No, what are you talking about? I didn't want to go look. Okay, I cheated. But this one is set up specially too. This one's set up for 200 miles per hour. And a rally car. As a result, it's pretty fast, I guess. Pretty fast, and thank God I'm not one of the racing mediums, because I was when I was doing the racing mediums at 750. Because yeah, I could say it could do 750. The problem is it burns tires like no tomorrow. Besides burning the fuel. But to say though, is just better off with the racing hard tires, because yeah, even with the racing hard tires, it will be burning these sooner or later here. I'm not really sure why. It just does. I guess it's just very heavy in regards, I guess. I'm not sure. But the Peugeot 205 Turbo 16 Evolution is a very fast little car for a bike speed. Oh yeah, because I think it's a bike speed too, I'm about to look. Which I'm not surprised, because I think this was... Well, I don't know if this one was driven by her, but one of them was driven by Michelle Maton, which Michelle Maton is the queen of the bike speed. But she drove the Audi bike speed car. I don't... Which, yeah, again, not that one, but a different bike speed one. And basically was the top... Well, probably forever going to be the top time for that nowadays, because Pikes Peak is getting more asphalt day by day, and as a result the times ain't the same. So it's because when I've heard the Pikes Peak of that yesteryears, that's back then when it was a dirt trail and stuff. Nowadays it's more asphalt than ever. Such. But yeah, this is going to be like an easy win due to the fact that they have short gears. They only hit like 150. I don't know what they were thinking about this, because this is a mid-range track, and when you drive a rally car, you're going to be driving them in close ratio gears. So as a result, you're just going to see them max gear like really easily. Which, yeah, the reason why these quick gears too is more acceleration, more build up into the car, so that way you can keep pressing forward, so it's because you want all that torque, so it's and to get more torque, you gotta have the gears closer. That's why you see these cars and you notice their gears are like really close. Like, why they're that close? That's why. Yeah, look at this car, guys. And about to hit Max, and there's Max right there. That's as fast as you can go. It could technically go faster than that if you stretch the gears, but for this case, they didn't stretch the gears, so yeah. This is an easy race, basically. Like one of the easiest races out there. That's probably why it doesn't pay too well, to be honest. Though it only pays like 65 grand. But the problem is, it's a 20-minute race, and I will note I did cut a portion of it. It just for now, I'm just gonna have fun to showcase around the race a bit, and then I'll cut to that portion. Which I will say. But yeah, the Peugeot 205 Turbo 16 Evolution. You know, I think I realized I think it's Evolution 2. Evolution 2 is a very fun high-speed car at the end of the day. I think 1987 too on top of it? I can't remember very much. Yeah, you got all these newer grade B rally cars, and I'm just driving this old one to victory. Although I will say these newer ones are definitely better in some cases. Probably the tire wear would be the one case, I would say. But then again, I don't know. I thought. Oh wait, no, I was racing. I was racing softs. Which why? I'll just say that. Cause yeah, there's just some here driving and racing softs. There is no reason to have racing softs. Period. Drive this race. Yeah, then speaking of, there's the regular 205, which yeah, that one is, if I recall, turbo restricted, so it's just whatever speed it's given and stuff. Which is weird, because I thought this was a Group 3 rally race car, so to say, or something like that. I don't know. It's very odd in regards. Yeah, the Group B was basically a sport, a rally sport, I should say, that was utterly dangerous. So as a result, they got rid of that sport due to the fact of what Lancia was doing. Which, yeah, they should have stopped what Lancia was doing with the whole weight shenanigans, because they tried to figure out everything to cut weight at the end of it. And then which is funny, because this is FIA, this is FIA we're talking about too, and they couldn't handle this stuff at the end of it. They couldn't handle where the crowds needed to position, they couldn't handle the cars restriction at the end of the day, they had them just way too high more than ever. And there's just so many rally car deaths on that season alone. Just so many deaths by the rally car driver, or somebody deaths by colliding into people at the end of the day. Because, example, the Ford RS200, it's not technically the driver's fault in a way, but it's just where the people were positioned too. So it's like 50-50 on that matter. Kind of both. But yeah, it is what it is. So that's what led to the banning of Group B rally. But yeah, Group B rally was just insane, with 500 horsepower and stuff like that. Such, which, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the Delta S4 again, because that was one of the most dangerous rally cars, period. Because a gas tank underneath your driver's seat, nothing can go wrong with that, right? Oh, and the frame's weakened as hell. It doesn't take long to have brakes. But yeah, Group B just has its huge flaws. That's why I prefer Group A rally any day, because that's where it's at, baby. And considering how many beautiful Group A cars came out as a result, because you have like the Subaru Impreza, you have the Lancer, Evos, just beautiful stuff, and Ford Focus. Just a lot of good stuff. You got the regular Audi Quattro. You got the Lancia Delta Evolution Integrale. It's a beautiful rally car. It is the new one we have. Somewhat, you know, it's been there. Just a lot of fun ones. Oh, I should mention like the very rare ones too, like the Citroen Extra, I believe, or something like that. I can't. There's a lot of really good Group A ones. You know, that Citroen turns out to be crap production, but it is what it is. And stuff. Yeah, so that's driving us to victory at the end of the day. Because yeah, there's not really much this race is offering at the end of the day. Although, I will say the performance points is crazy for it being a 200 pp setup. It's like 703. It's pretty quick in regards. Yeah, I'm just having fun whipping around and banging outside and stuff, incidentally. The car is so easy to whip around once you get the tires like that low and stuff. Yeah, it's just very, very interesting in regards. So yeah, there's some other special rally cars they could add, like the. Although, I'd be surprised they add this. Like, any old poles or Vauxhalls I can think of. Because they haven't added any old pole in that Vauxhalls for good ball now. Because I think the last time I saw Opal and Vauxhall was probably Grand Central 6, so, you know. And again, that's like Lotus too, they don't have any Lotus either. It's very weird. Yeah, so, in the future here, we're getting the Corvette, the CX Vision car, whatever it's called, CXR probably. And so we're getting that in the future for this August update and something else. But yeah, there's supposed to be an August update coming soon here, which is, that's fine because I think we just did all the 3 events of this update to be exact too. Yeah, look at that whiplash. Jeez. So yeah, I wanted to show this too, just in case. This car gets crazy about the drifts too, which I'm not surprised. Old drift cars like this, not drift cars, but rally cars like this, they get drift happy. They feel like they should be drift cars, to be honest. Oh, I don't know. I love Power Slide more than just having a rear drive. Because Power Slide, you get all that speed and torque while driving. Well, loosely. You still lose some, not a whole lot. It's just kind of crazy what you can do. Power drifting than just drifting. Look at that, beautiful. It's also so much easier to drift, I will say. You have an all-wheel drive and a rear-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive, you have to understand the control functions. Which can get difficult. It can get very much difficult. It depends on the car. And then how the weight distributor is. Just cars like this is like super easy to do. Also, yeah, I need to go to pits. Woo! But yeah, that basically somewhat ends that. We're gonna do at least the last lap here, so I might as well show the last lap. As a drive by the Group B rally cars, they're so freaking slow and such. I showed everything I need to show at the end of the first race. And it's just basically onto victory, I must say. Get the Peugeot driving the back there. It's kind of crazy because that's the Pikes Peak one too. You think that'd be the crazy one, but no, it's not the crazy one. It's always the Quattro. Yeah, that's always the old Group B rally car that's always in these rally races. It's the Quattro, I will say. I don't think this is Michelle Maton one. I think that's a different guy. That one, a different person. Not just driving straight away. Yeah, this thing can hit 200 like no problem. So it's almost saying like a 180 right there. That's pretty quick. Yeah, by hitting 200 miles per hour, it hits around like 703 points and stuff. Horsepower, I think it needed 2.5 times the amount to hit 200. So that's a lot, I must say. Yeah, I think that's all I needed to say though for this week and stuff. I try to think about what else to yap about. Trying to. But yeah, now to victory. If we go through this crappy chicane, because this is the one chicane I do not. I gotta agree with other guys on this matter. This chicane's stupid. Why do you guys have the chicane here? Just make it an S chicane instead of a hard turning chicane, just to reset the speed and stuff. I would rather have cars fly through that way instead of not. So but yeah, here's the rewards and stuff, which most of them I forgot that I had like 2 mileage ones. Sometimes I just don't check these because this is why you get crap like this. Garbage that is the muffler, and it's a semi-racing muffler. I'm never using that. Or, well, I could somewhat use that, it's just not much. But now onto the 3-star ticket. Although I will say probably not using those anyways, because as the saying goes, they do not auto-equip. or you know, say that, oh hey, you got this part, you want to auto-equip it? Would be really nice, guys. Would be really nice to implement that. But $150,000 parts, probably the most garbage ticket possible nowadays, because now you can just turn around and just buy these parts if you're all 50. Unless you're somehow not level 50 in your collection, which I'm not sure how at that point. But get the 6-star ticket, and what card do we got here? So we got things like the NSX-R, got Red Bull car, 812. But we're again the Aston Martin Valkyrie instead, which yeah, that's a lot of money there. That's $4 million for that car. Because I will say this is one of the most expensive hypercars. And by the way, that's a hypercar in terms of price there. Or basically what is considered one of the fastest naturally aspirated cars too on top of it. Probably one of the best cars Aston Martin made for a good while. But that wraps about that for this episode there, people. I hope you enjoyed what you wanted to see, and until then, I'll see you all next time. Take care and stuff, and ciao.